Hi hopefuls, I hope you're well. So I'm in my office right now, obviously, and it is such a mess in here. I really need to like buckle down and actually clean it here. I'll show you. So we've got podcast set up. So it's kind of janky, so my microphone is just stacked on this little pile of books here. And then this, I give Kai the better microphone and microphone stand because she sits in this camp chair because I don't have enough seating. So we use one of our camp chairs for her to sit in. And then the floor is just littered with toys and stuff that Vera uses while we're in here recording. First of all, I'm glad that I'm not alone in making the last minute videos. I'm glad that all three of us are on that kind of wavelength right now. KATIE-REBEKAH, it must be nice to have some normalcy back in your life with going to work and stuff. I just put in my notice for work, so I'm leaving my job and going to just lean into this stay-at-home mom thing. And honestly, so far it's just the hardest job because it just never turns off. But I'm really excited for you that you get to go back to normal life, normal-ish life, and going back to work. I've finally been carving out time to do reading myself at night. So I try to be in bed by 10:30, but if like the night's kind of going slow and I'm not really into watching TV, I'll take a book, go upstairs and read before bed. And it's been nice. I'm not reading anything super exciting or really good at all, but it's nice to get back into reading, and hopefully I'll add in some more either interesting reading or informative reading as time goes on and as I use that carved out time for myself. Raquel, thank you for the kind words about vlogging. It has been really hard because just day after day has just felt very much the same. And some of that is my fault just because I get into my own rut and I can't get myself out of it to go and do things. But I have started vlogging again and I'm just kind of changing up the amount of time in which I vlog. When we had done the one-day vlog, I really liked that. So I think I'm gonna change it up from just, oh, I'm gonna pick up my camera throughout this week or week and a half and whatever happens, happens. Instead, just focusing on a couple of days or certain days of a week and then that being the vlog. So that way it gives me days off where I don't have to think about it. And then on those days that I am vlogging, I can give it more love and attention and check in about maybe the days I didn't vlog and be able to sit down and chat a little bit more. So I'm hoping that this new schedule, it's not really a schedule, but this new technique of vlogging will serve me well. And I mean, I've done this before. I've done so many different versions of vlogging. I've done the weekly vlog where I just pick up my camera whenever I feel like it throughout a week or 2 weeks, and that gets kind of hard because I forget what it is that I've recorded. I've done single day format where I've recorded day after day after day, but each one is its own vlog, so they're like 4 to 7 minutes long, where these weekly ones have turned out to be 20 to 30 minutes long, and I don't have any idea what I've recorded. So I think I'm squishing it down and finding this happy medium where if something happens on a day that I'm not recording, maybe I'll just capture it on my phone and reference it on a day that I am recording instead of popping in for a clip. So we're gonna try that, see how that works, and hopefully I'll feel less bored about it, and then it'll kind of force me to do the things that I want to take Owen places and stuff and do different things and experience new places. So it might force me on those record days to go and do something, which I know is like not a great way to live your life for content, but it's better than just not doing it at all. So I've been busy during this quarantine doing the stay-at-home mom thing, and now that I'm literally transitioning into officially stay-at-home mom / softball coach, I have been pretty busy with things around the house. And I also want to say that being able to be a stay-at-home mom, I feel so privileged that I am able to make that choice, and it's not going to affect us really financially. We're just going to keep doing what it is we've been doing throughout this pandemic, but just for these early years of Owen's life, because I really want to be a part of them, and I want to be that point person on, you know, these first 3 years is when people learn the most. That's when you're learning the most amount of stuff in the shortest amount of time, and your brain is developing at such a rapid rate that I really want to be a part of that. So I feel very fortunate that we have this opportunity and we have this option where I can be a big part of that. So around the house, we've been doing a few projects. We've been gardening, we've been composting, and we've been looking after chickens. So this miserable mess is our garden. Next year we are going to do it so much more differently than this. All of this stuff right here, that's all grass. All huge overgrown grass. We have some carrots, but they're like super small because all of the roots of the grass are too close to the carrots and the carrots are too close to each other, so they're just a mess. We've got spaghetti squash, which we've already harvested one, but we've got another one over here, which is probably ready to go. But these plants are starting to die for some reason, probably because they're fighting for nutrients. This is a pumpkin plant. Here's a little pumpkin that we've got going here. There we go, there he is. And the pumpkin plant and the spaghetti squash have been killing our cucumbers. There are cucumber plants in here. You can't tell, but they're in there. But the pumpkins have been the worst off. They've just been rotting, and we've just been taking terrible, terrible care of them. We've got some corn. Again, we're planted way too close together. We didn't do anything about it, but you can see we've got little corn hairs coming out. So I don't know when to harvest any of this stuff, by the way. The only thing I'll know is tomatoes. When they turn red, it's time to pick them. And look at these. So we never got cages for our tomatoes, so they've just grown into huge bushes. They've never been pruned, and they're just so heavy. They've just fallen over everything. But we have tomatoes from here all the way down to that end. These are all tomatoes. Molly, get out. But as you can see, we have some decent tomatoes coming through. I haven't seen any of them turning red yet. We do have some tomatoes in our fridge from our neighbors. They got theirs out a little bit earlier than ours, so they were already ripe. Please ignore these dying leaves, and just look at the tomato part. So these will be great once these are ready, but I'm gonna have to like venture into the thicket to actually harvest them because they're ridiculous. And on the other side of these tomato plants are these peppers. You see this one's getting overtaken by the tomato plants. I came through here with a pair of scissors and like chopped down all kinds of the grass. That way these guys could breathe a little bit here. But they're budding, but I haven't seen anything that resembles peppers yet on any of these plants. And I just don't know if it's just too early for them from the time that we planted them. We do have peas. Now, we did not get any trellises. Dave didn't realize you needed trellises, but this pea plant's doing the best. Probably just harvest it at some point. This is like the only pea plant I can see. Nope, there's another one. A few peas on there. Doing all right? See, here's a dead or dying pea plant. But I think the color of the pea plant, like the green that it is so pretty. So the garden was Dave's original project. I really did not want to have a garden this year. And then this is what happened. He did not want to do any of the taking care. Mala, out, out. Any of the taking care of it. So Mala just broke the top of this onion. So we got onions, which I did come through and prune some space for them so they could breathe a bit here. And I, again, have no idea when to harvest onions. I think once this gets more bulby, more like onion shaped. More peppers that are hidden. I have no idea what else is supposed to be over there. There's a basil plant in there that needs trimming around. Here, let me show you how small these carrots are. They're making their way. Again, way too close together and way too overgrown. It is what it is. Here, do you want to play with that? No? Okay. And then finally, on this far end, this corner is another spaghetti squash plants. I know you can't really tell, they all look so sad, but there's another spaghetti squash here, another spaghetti squash here. We have so many spaghetti squash. And like I said, I already harvested one and it was huge and it did not taste good, which was pretty disappointing. And then this is another pumpkin plant, kind of dying. Then in here we had zucchini or courgette, if you will, but they've gone past, so this one's starting to rot. So what we should probably do is break that one off and cut it. So we've got a few good zucchini out of these guys. Oh look, another spaghetti squash. Jeez, Lou. We have way too many spaghetti squash. The zucchini that we did end up harvesting off of these plants were really good. And I can't really tell if there's more in here. These plants, all of these little spines, and they really hurt. I think this whole plant just needs to go. I think it died a while ago, as you can tell by the leaves, and so this is just rotting. Oh look, there's more. That one's been destroyed and that one's rotting. But they did do really well when it was going strong. But again, we just, oh look, there's one. That one might survive. keep an eye on that one, I guess. Again, we didn't trim well. We didn't really know what we're doing. And Dave picked all the vegetables, so I did no research and I've just been kind of guessing. Next year, I want to research what ones to do, and I will make the choice on what veggies we do because I'm the one who cooks and I'm the one who spends most of the time, even though you can tell that hardly any time gets spent out here because I'm very busy. We have 6 chickens, which are all just chilling in this brooder right now. This like little section that they're in right here is usually just for chicks. Oh my goodness. It's all right. Mala just freaked them out, came around the backside. So these were pretty much my mom's project. She got the chickens and we had the coop already. So now we have 6 chickens and we think that this white one is a rooster. I know it's kind of hard to see because my camera keeps focusing on the bars instead of the chickens. There we go. So we've got this little brown one's Chicklet. That is Roxy. This white one used to be Mary Kate and the other white one was Ashley. Now I've been calling him Marky Mark. Don't know why, it was just another similar syllable name that started with an M. And then we have the gray ones, which is Abigail and Amelia. Here are the chickens. You can see on the bottom they've got a lot of scratch in there. They've got this run, and then there's the coop. They are not laying eggs yet. They're meant to be starting within this next month. Oh, and can you say chicken? So close. Good waving. I need to come in and switch their water over. I think that's a little low, and probably get them some food either tonight or tomorrow. That will be on the list of things to do, but they have lots of scratch down. They still have plenty of food in there. And yeah, so we have chickens. This project does not look like much, but this is composting. Dave had been dumping lawn clippings here, and then they just have not been decomposing because there's been too much green material. So I've been online looking up some composting information and whatnot. So starting to compost. So I'm starting to save. Okay, we'll walk. Okay, I'm sorry. So we've been starting to save our food scraps, and I've been ripping up our cardboard and newspapers and stuff like that to go into this. This is eventually going to be built up into 3 different sections of compost. That way we can have them at 3 different stages. This project is the one that I'm most excited about. This is my favorite project. I've been wanting to compost for so long and just have never gotten around to it, like just never made the time or put the effort in to learn more about it. So we're just gonna dive straight in and just guess along the way and see how it goes. So we went out and we bought me a pitchfork and boots, and I already had some gloves so I could turn it and get some air in there. Okay, he really wants to go. So I've been very busy with these 3 things, and I'm just learning how to budget my time better, which we've talked about me doing a habit tracker, which I have been consistent with for 33 days. Today's number 34. And although this past section of time I haven't really accomplished much and I've missed out on a lot of days, I have kept up with just tracking it all. So I think that that's been really good. So budgeting my time to do these bigger projects, these outdoor bigger projects, is definitely a learning curve, but I've got the time. But thank you so much for watching, and I will meet you back here next Tuesday.